We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
You trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's, let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot
At the press
us.
conference, Gervonta Davis escalated the tension by issuing a direct and intense warning to Jake Paul. He made it clear that his goal is to end the fight decisively, leaving no room for doubt. Davis boldly stated that he's coming to knock Jake out and secure the win and the money. His words reflected unwavering confidence in both his power and determination.
He's a fighter that's just started fighting. That's, you know how when somebody first come in the gym and like yeah. When somebody first come in the gym and they've been coming for like a little minute, so they think they nice now. They ain't get all the, like, everything down packed, but that's how he fight. I don't think he's an awkward fighter. Awkward is somebody, I don't want to call them names, but awkward is like different from him. He's not awkward. We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb
Eddie
fighter.
Hearn didn't mince words when commenting on the unconventional matchup between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. He pointed out the stark contrast between authentic boxing and staged entertainment, firmly placing this bout in the latter category. According to Hearn, the fight isn't about skill or sporting credibility, it's a spectacle crafted purely for attention, even laughed off the idea, calling it hilarious, and emphasized that such exhibitions should not be mistaken for elite-level professional boxing. His remarks reflect a growing concern among traditional promoters that entertainment-driven events are beginning to overshadow the true spirit of the sport.
Getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I know that I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, I understand the market and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big.
Ariel Helwani offered a contrasting viewpoint, highlighting what he sees as a double standard in combat sports. He noted that fans often embrace and even celebrate unconventional matchups in MMA, yet react harshly when similar spectacles occur in boxing. To Helwani, this inconsistency is unfair. While acknowledging that the Davis vs. Paul fight isn't traditional boxing, Helwani argued that it still holds entertainment value. He stressed that the bout shouldn't be measured against title fights or sanctioned events, but rather viewed as a standalone show meant to entertain. In his view, if audiences can accept spectacle fights in MMA, boxing fans should be open to enjoying this matchup without undue criticism.
Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks. There's no doubt about that. But I will say,
you agree, right, or no?
Yeah. Like, the idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, "Oh, we're gonna watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental what we're going to watch here." I think where people get annoyed with Jake is like, you know, he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. You know, like this is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as, like, you know, why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like, he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
One of the most hotly debated aspects of the Davis versus Paul exhibition is the significant size disparity between the two fighters. Gervonta Davis is a natural lightweight, while Jake Paul typically competes closer to cruiserweight, creating a substantial weight gap that has raised eyebrows across the boxing world. This mismatch has led to speculation that the fight may be more about optics than competition. Some analysts argue that, regardless of the outcome, the bout is strategically tilted in Jake Paul's favor. If Paul wins, he earns credibility for defeating a respected boxer. If Davis wins, critics are likely to downplay the victory due to the size difference. These dynamics have fueled ongoing rumors that the outcome may be prearranged to bolster Paul's career, further blurring the line between sport and spectacle.
Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're going to do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're going to spot us some pounds. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Tank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum.
Ryan Garcia drew comparisons between the Davis versus Paul event and past controversial matchups in boxing history, such as Mike Tyson's exhibition bouts that fans never truly demanded. Garcia acknowledged that the public isn't particularly excited about this fight either, but pointed out that the boxing world often moves forward with these kinds of spectacles regardless of fan sentiment. He emphasized the clear size disadvantage Davis faces against Paul, calling the fight inherently unfair. Still, Garcia noted that despite widespread discomfort with the matchup, fans will likely accept it due to the overwhelming hype and financial interests driving the event.
100%.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
But you don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. Do you think that
shouldn't.
You think Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
£70 is £70.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
5'5".
That's
You
what I'm
got
saying.
Jake Paul
He's
6'1".
a little man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up,
move on,
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a way to...
Jake Paul stoked the flames of rivalry with one of his trademark publicity stunts, taunting Gervonta Davis in a viral video where he smashed a cake shaped like his opponent. The stunt was clearly aimed at mocking and provoking Davis, but it also succeeded in generating major online attention. Known for his flair for promotion, Paul once again demonstrated his ability to turn spectacle into strategy. The destruction of the tank-shaped cake, a nod to Davis's nickname, reinforced Paul's reputation for mind games and headline-grabbing antics, proving that for him, the fight often starts long before anyone steps into the ring.
Fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Watching Gervonta Davis step into the ring against someone as physically imposing as Jake Paul will be nothing short of surreal. The size difference is almost comical, but Davis brings clear advantages in skill, speed, and defensive prowess. With elite footwork and sharp reflexes, Davis can glide around the ring, slipping punches and making himself a tough target. while Paul will try to use his size and reach to impose pressure. Landing clean shots on a much smaller, elusive opponent like Davis may prove challenging. The real intrigue lies in this classic clash of styles, skill versus size. It's an unpredictable dynamic, and that's what makes the fight so wild to watch. Even Terence Crawford, widely regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world, dismissed the Davis versus Paul matchup as something not to be taken seriously. Crawford openly questioned how promoters could justify putting a 195-pound fighter in the ring with someone from the 135-pound division. To him, the event doesn't qualify as a legitimate fight, but rather a business decision aimed at generating buzz and revenue. His measured but skeptical response echoed the sentiments of many boxing purists who view the matchup as spectacle over sport. Crawford's remarks highlight the growing divide between authentic competition and entertainment-driven exhibitions in modern boxing.
So crazy. Why is Gervonta Davis fighting a guy that big? There is some interest to that because you're not going to see Gervonta Davis. You're going to be able to see Gervonta Davis's feet. That's what I'm going to be interested to see because I don't think Gervonta is going to jump out there and try to run up into Jake Paul and try to knock Jake Paul out. What I think Gervonta is going to do is Gervonta is going to move his feet, just going to move, make Jake Paul miss a lot, make Jake Paul look really dumb just by using defense on him and making him swing at the wind because that is going to be very tough for him to hit a guy that is that little. If you play basketball, for example, and you are a tall 6'1" guy and you try to stand in front of some 5'8", real quick 5'8" guy, trust me, their first steps are gone up out of there, those little teeny weeny dudes. So that's going to be very fun and interesting to watch how that goes down. Now, on the other side, you know what Jake Paul's going to do. He don't have no consciousness. He doesn't have a conscience about what he's trying to do. He's going to go in there try to hurt a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. He don't care. He wanted to Nate. He's way bigger than Nate Jones when he fought Nate Jones. You think he didn't care about hitting Nate Jones upside the head? He's definitely going to be looking to try to get as much as he can get off on Gervonta Davis and I see him trying to run up on him, trying to maul him, trying to grab him, trying to club him, trying to do all kind of craziness, man. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch. Now, let me tell you what I really hope, and I haven't seen for this particular card, but I know that I know it's going to be good, which is the undercard. The undercard for the Canelo Alvarez fight and Terence Crawford fight is absolutely horrendous. There's nothing on the thing that would make you want to tune into that thing